Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you my small fixed blade knife that I sometimes take out in the woods with me. This is the Ka-Bar BK14 Eskabar. It's a little carbon steel knife made out of 1095 carbon steel and coated to keep it from rusting. Nice little knife with a skeletonized handle. It's got about a 3 1/8 inch cutting length on the blade, about 7 inches overall. So it's a nice little compact knife, but really useful too, and damn near indestructible. I can't think of anything I'd do that would be able to break it. But when you buy it, it comes with the knife itself, a hard plastic sheath, which we'll get into some details later, and some cordage that you can use to make a neck knife out of it or wrap the handle up, which is what I prefer to do. This is not real paracord. It looks like it, but it's not quite the same. And then I've added on this mini tech lock to the back, which gives it a nice way of attaching it to my belt or my pack or something really handy like that. But before we go into the rest of the review, I don't carry it like this. This is just the bare bones way to show you. I carry it with a wrapped handle. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the handle in some yellow paracord to give it some nice visibility. And once I'm done with the handle wrap, we'll be back for the rest of the review. Alright, well here I'm doing some batoning to get some wood for a little wood gas stove. That's one of the primary things I do with this little knife, is firewood prep and things like that. So it's really handy for that. You can beat on it all day long, and the carbon steel 1095 takes a great edge and holds it really well. It's been around for a long time, and there's a reason for that. But we'll bring you in to show you a look at the handle wrap there. I'm not going to do a how-to video on that. I'm not that good at it. If you just YouTube Eskabar wrap or Izula, I-Z-U-L-A wrap, you can find all kinds of different patterns. Guys have some pretty cool ones. But yeah, this is the kind of the main thing I'm doing when I bring this knife is chopping up wood. It works great for that. It can baton things, you know, roughly, I mean, for me, it's about the size of my wrist. Anything around that thickness I can likely get through. We'll see if we can get through this piece right here, which is about the maximum I'd want to do. No problem. So just keep doing that. We can get to dry wood if it's been raining. And for a small stove like this, we can get the wood into much more manageable sizes. So that's kind of stuff I do with it. I don't carve my own tent pegs. I'm not a bushcrafting kind of guy, but it would work just fine for that. I'm sure the bushcrafter folks would probably like a longer knife than this, but it's great for backpacking in my opinion because, you know, it does the jobs you need it to do, and it's not overkill. It's not excessive weight, which is important for considering if you're backpacking. But I'm gonna bring it inside and kind of finish up the details. I do have some knocks against it, so we'll finish that up. All right, so just to wrap up, one thing I should point out before going any further is to note that this knife comes with a V grind on it, but I actually reprofiled it to a convex edge just because I've never owned a convex knife and I wanted to kind of see how it performs. So you can see this little band down here where all the paint is rubbed off. That's not from my use. That's from the process of grinding the steel away there to give it a nice rounded convex edge. The peeling in here, that's largely from use, mainly from batoning. That's why you get the rub up here on the spine and, you know, along the edge there. So just to note, this does come in a V grind, but the nice thing about it is that it only costs around 35 bucks or so So that's why I wasn't too worried about reprofiling it, because, you know, if I screw it up that bad, then, you know, I'm only out 35 bucks, no big deal. But it turned out nice, I like it. So first we'll get into kind of the good things and then the bad. Good is, like I said, 35 bucks for a carbon steel little knife like this is a good value in my opinion. This knife is a hybrid between the Ka-Bar BK14, which is pretty much from the blade over, and it has a different handle, and then the handle comes from the ESEE Izula. So that's why they called it an Eskabar, to kind of the merging of the two names. The Izula has a little bit different shaped blade and a little bit shorter blade. So I actually preferred the larger blade and the lower cost compared to the Izula. So a good value knife that will, the only thing, as long as you don't let it rust on you, there's really nothing that can happen to it, in my opinion. That I have no idea what you would do to this thing to snap it in half. I mean, it looks like it's about at least 3 millimeters thick out here. So there's that. The 1095 carbon steel, kind of mixed bag. It depends on what you want. Sharpens up pretty easily and takes a nice edge, holds it for a decent amount of time. That's why carbon steel has been around, or 1095 in particular has been around for so long, just because it works. But it will rust, so the sheath has a drain hole on it. Otherwise, just rub it with an oily rag every now and then. That's all I do, and that takes care of it. But as this coating wears off, it'll be a bit more of a concern for me. I'll have to decide if I want to repaint the blade or strip it and do like a patina or something on it. Maybe that'll be a future video. But those are the nice things about it, and it's a nice little lightweight compact package. But the two main dings I have against it are the coating. For the amount I have used this a lot, but I really was hoping the coating would last a little bit better than it has. Not a huge deal to repaint it or something, but you know, it's just another pain in the ass. So I wish it had a more durable coating, but the knife itself I'm thrilled with. What I don't like is the sheath. I have big problems with this sheath, mainly because it's just so huge. You can see they have an outline here of the knife. And so all this crap up here and around, especially down in this area, is all just wasted, useless space. I'm pretty sure the reason they did that is that Ka-Bar makes a belt clip that is indexed to these same holes, so they like over-designed the sheath so that it would fit with that belt clip. But in my opinion, they should have just made a simpler sheath and either done a little hole on the end for the guys who want to use a neck knife, or, you know, maybe like I have down here, just a little tab with some holes so you could attach your own little belt clip like this mini tech lock that I have on there. So it's not that big of a deal. I'll get over it. I'm not going to like go and spend 20-25 bucks on a custom Kydex sheath, which would be awesome to get a little Kydex sheath, just really minimalist, cut some weight and bulk down. But for me, it's kind of like not worth my money. But the size of this sheath is just insane in my opinion. Just a hard plastic, you know, no problem there. It's going to be plenty durable, but it's mainly the size of it. So there's kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly about the Ka-Bar BK14 Eskabar knife. Nice little compact fixed blade. If you think that taking a fixed blade out in the woods is something that fits your style or your needs, I'd recommend it. So let me know if anybody has any questions. Thank you for watching.